Well rising family, well rising. We are back once again. Welcome, welcome. I am your host, Pharaoh Brown, and this is another edition of We Meditate, Reminded of Self. And so today, we're going to get directly into the 2021 space we're in and unpacking the merger of our quantum universe. So, getting right into it, family. For those of us who already know, we are in the year 2021 and we are on the other side of this great cosmic conjunction during the winter solstice. And we've had all of this grand talk of what it means, what was supposed to happen, and all of the understanding or lack thereof of how things have changed and will go forward for many of us. And so, simply unpacking that, I've provided a few symbols for us so that we could really, really see the time and space that we are in, so that we could simply better understand how we can manifest going forward. And understanding, family, from a quantum perspective or a computing perspective, we're going to look at reality. So, for those of us who may or may not know, we have to understand that we are in a quantum universe. We are literally existing in a quantum sphere, a quantum computer, where the code of reality is nothing more than a bunch of ones and zeros, just like on a computer, but they are arranged in such a way that it is very, very, very complex to where it creates the whole entire manifest universe. But this whole thing, again, is literally nothing more than a one and a zero being coded and laced in such a way to where it literally creates all of the things that stimulate all of our five and six senses. And we are literally dwelling within this universal sea of energy, or this universal sea of electricity, or this universal sea of codes. And so we have seen this before in the movie The Matrix, as many of us were introduced to the quantum nature of universe through that. And of course, as provided, we see the image and the imagery of the green codes as they rain down upon the screen. Those same green codes, they are simply nothing more than a replica of the actual ones and zeros that we know about on computers, on our phones, which are also, again, the same ones and zeros that are part of our quantum universe. And so we are simply in a space right now, family, where we're in the 2021 2021, the one and the zero, to where we're in a space to where they have merged together in a way to where we are simply being invited to participate in a computer update, in a refresh. We are literally in a space to where everything is coming together to where they can potentially work more efficiently in our favor if we allow them to be and do so. All of us are being invited to get a restart, to get a redo, to get an update. If any of us have already been working on things, those things are going to start to play out even better. If any of us are in need of a change, the change is going to complete itself. If any of us have been participating in disaster, the disaster will soon be over. It will complete and bottom out. Whatever the process of you are going through in life, the change of those things are on the precipice as we speak right now. And a part of this change is actually a part or is going to be created by the conduit of yourself. It always has been, of course, but we are simply in a space to where the things are the resonance of our own energy and how it influences reality. This same influence and potential that we have always had, it is going to start to manifest itself way swifter, way more profoundly, way more efficiently than they simply ever have before. And so, family, this is a reminder for us to be very conscious, to be very aware, to be very mindful of what we're doing, what we're feeling, what we're thinking, and how we are going and manifesting and maneuvering throughout the world. Because life is going to spit out the manifestation of our thoughts and our feelings in a way to where it will be undeniable that we are creating in this space. If we look at the images that have been provided as they're cycling through the video, as or we look on the thumbnail, we see we have the matrix coding, we have computer coding, we have a quantum computer, and we have the symbol of don't. All of these things relate together because all of these things are a part of the one and the zero. Getting the basics out of the way, of course, we know the zero is a part of the negative energy charge and the one is a part of the positive energy charge. These are not good or bad. These are part of the electric polarities that exist that collide together that actually make things move, that actually makes the reality itself. And so, as we understand these codes, just like in the images provided, the ones and the zeros are laced next to and on top of and below one another. But if we are going to move forward understanding this 2021 era that we have now entered into, we must understand that the quantum nature of our universe has merged these ones and zeros much closer together. Again, they have been updated. And a part of the update that we are seeing or experiencing subconsciously, or we are experiencing on the non seen part of ourselves, the same things are happening as we raise in vibration, things begin to manifest in reality that are a direct correlation thereof. We are in the era where we have the Hadron Collider and we have the quantum computer. Now, many of us have introduced ourselves to both of those things under nefarious, negative, oh my God, the world is going to end kind of terms. Unfortunately, family, that is a miss. What is really happening as we see these things coming into the world is that we have entered into a higher vibrational space of reality itself. We have approached that much closer to the source energy where things vibrate faster, more efficiently, more profoundly. And as we have entered into those spaces cosmically, things begin to manifest in reality that are a direct correlation thereof. We have the quantum computer, which is a big old zero. And in that big old zero, they collide the energies together to create a one gateway, a portal. When we have the image of this quantum computer, if we look at the computer itself, we're looking at a model of how spirit manifests into reality. From the source or outside of the source of, or excuse me, the source that is outside of reality, it is that base zero that we see. And then we see how consciousness or energy um, dwindles or dilutes or penetrates down into it to create reality, just as the computer is facing downward. And the computer facing downward as it's protruding down is the one. Literally look at what is in front of your face. It's right there for you. This is it. We are here. It is there. So where are we going to go? How are we going to manifest? How are we going to resonate our own energy as a direct correlation to the energy resonance of source as we are approaching it? You want me to say that more simply? Simply put, as we see a quantum computer merging the ones and the zeros together as it is on its form, you see the zero as the base and the one protruding out of it in a non-separate form. We, family, must begin to mentally and emotionally become that as well. Another way of saying it, we must become less divided amongst our inner self. We must become less separated in our positives and our negatives, both emotionally and energetically. Again, we could look at this and understand it from the symbol of don't. As the symbol of don't, we know that is a protection symbol for our mundane reality. The symbol of don't is used to be a block, to be a safeguard. It is supposed to hide things away. It is supposed to protect someone from or protect the other thing that is behind it that is owned by someone else. Just simply put, this limitation that it represents is a form of our human mundane limitation itself. How we must operate under the need for survival, for the need of self preservation. We have to operate out of a negative space in hopes that we can make the positives of continuing to live. This family is a part of the limitation of our humanness that actually must begin to be forfeited. And our intention and attention and feelings and resonance must begin to be more of the merger, more of the source itself. Meaning, just like we have the sign that says, do not enter, do not go, stop, not for you. That same consciousness, that same energy is the same energy that was given to us when we were infants, when we were small, when we were toddlers and we'd put our hand near the stove and mom said, no, don't do that, stop. That same energy that was used to protect us from harm, unfortunately, became the same mental and emotional markers on our brain and our psyche and in our aura that helped create and reinforce the limitations that we have as humans, that help reinforce the limitations for us to not see and be more of spirit. It has become the thing that we use to safeguard ourselves from the things we think we need to shy away from. And it has unfortunately become the main reason why we can't manifest the way that we want to, why we can't have everything that we want out of life, why we feel we've got some type of nagging, yearning thing to do that we don't know what to do because we don't know how to do it. That same kind of twisted energy that wants to be released, that you don't know how to do it and you don't know what it is, that is nothing more than human limitation. There was nothing outside of you for you to do in an extra fashion or form, for anything for you to prove to yourself or to your family or to your gods. None of those things are there. What you are feeling is the potential of your own energy as you subconsciously know that you are way bigger than your human form. And in your human form, you have inherited the limitations that are blocking your energy. If we understand this quantumly or through the coding of the ones and zeros, it's simply like we are a computer or we are a code that has been updated into the cosmic computer, and that code or this computer program has way too much space for the computer itself to hold. Meaning, let's say there's a download or an update on a computer and it's 5 gigabytes, but the computer itself only got 4. So we got an issue. So some parts of the update or some parts of the program have to be condensed or shaved off or removed or shut down in order to be uploaded onto the computer itself. And as we understand computers, if we are updating a program, uploading a program, and that program has some type of error, some type of mismanagement in the code, some type of limitation in the code, when you finally turn that program on, the program is not going to run efficiently. The program is not going to run properly. The program is going to give you error messages. What in your life are you experiencing as an error message? What are you in life experiencing as a bottleneck? What area in your life are you experiencing as some form of an actual limitation that you can tangibly tell is holding you in a space that is not you fully? Whatever that is, do know, family, in this 2021, this 01 energy that we are in, that we are invited in to be in a space to where we can collapse the energy and bring it closer together so that we can maneuver properly, aka an update, a system refresh, a system reboot. We are in a space, family, to where we can go within ourselves and start to work on the problems in our own internal code, our own emotional sphere, our own mismanaged thoughts, our own mismanaged illusions of ourselves and those around us. We are in a space to where we can fix the broken codes, to where now we can operate way more efficiently as a better program of self. Just like your phone goes through an update and hopefully works better. Of course, people don't always have the update that works better. But just like that same potential for your phone updating and not working better, the same thing can happen for you, family. This is no different. If you go on in this space, not fixing your thoughts, not fixing your divisions, not fixing the parts of you that are not in your favor, they will continue to be drug along into this new manifestation. And please believe that those things are going to either slow you down even more, or if they are part of messing up whatever you got going on, they're going to mess it up even more. Things will get worse for you if you allow them to, but things will also get better if you allow that as well. And so, again, if we go back to our symbols, we can see that everything is right there before us. We've got the ones and the zeros of reality. As I say, they're being collapsed together. They're no longer just standing alongside and atop of and below each other. They are merging closer to where the code can run faster. If we look at the quantum computer itself, we've got the zero of the computer base, the cosmic circle, and then we have the representation of reality itself, the cosmic one, as it penetrates out of the zero down into the reality space. Look at the shape of the quantum computer itself. The quantum computer is nothing more than a model of where we actually are. And because we're so high up in that space, we have now the conscious ability to recreate it right in front of us. That's what this is. That's what we're seeing. Look at the structure of it. It is a 1 and a 0, but like I said before, it is connected now. It is a part of itself in a chain, no longer just next to and computing sideways or across. It's all together. It essentially always has been, but we are in a space to where now we could be even more all together. Just like with the stop, no, don't symbol, that was once the former limitations of our past, the former limitations of our childhood, the former limitations of our worries, the former limitations of our need to protect whatever it is we think we need to protect because we operate out of lack and we operate out of frailty. Just like the symbol has once formerly represented the division and the block, that symbol is now the invitation and the model of where we are. Look at the symbol. It's a 0 and a 1 combined together. And so, family, we are here at the space and time to where we can now go through and past that former stop, no, don't sign that once was the former protection of our limited human thoughts, limited human emotion, limited human capability. And we can tap much, much, much more into the potentiality of our infinite self. We can open the door. We can go past. We can enter in. We always have had the ability to, but where we are in the cosmic update and the cosmic refresh, everybody has now an opportunity to go through the door and to restart and to reprogram and to remind and to redo and to actually recreate our energy to where it is now the model of the collapsed and togetherness of the energy itself. And so, family, if there's anything for us to reflect upon, to meditate upon, to work on for ourselves, it is to look in our own past. It is to look in our own traumas. It is to look into our own personal hangups. It is to look into the things that we don't like for the weird reason why we don't even know we don't like them. We just don't like it. It is an opportunity for us to deal with our racism issues. It is an opportunity to deal with our authority issues. It is an opportunity for us to deal with our money issues. It is an opportunity to deal with our family issues. It is an opportunity to deal with our self issues. It is an opportunity for us to take all of the things that we use to divide ourselves amongst ourselves and to actually lay those false weapons down, to lay those false illusions of separation, of me and you, of it and that, and this and that, and over and there, and fully understand that all of it is one thing. Literally, the coding itself is allowing us to see and feel it even more. And so, family, Let's make sure we take the time to honor where we actually are in our quantum universe. And let's begin to collapse and merge the divided parts of ourselves. If we do the work to collapse and merge the parts of ourselves that we formerly used to keep separate, we will actually literally bring all of the energies together. And if we bring all of the energies together, we become a much more mighty force. Very simply put. And so, family, make sure you take the time to resonate and meditate upon whatever it is that formerly caused you division, formerly caused you lack, formerly caused you to tap into the limitation of separateness. And go ahead and start doing the work of merging those things together. See all of your past experiences as for your good. See all of the things that you formerly thought were bad for your good. All of the things that we were once recoiling, that we once shied away from, that we hated, that we didn't understand, whatever that it is, bring it into you and bring it into you with peace and love and freedom and allow yourself to change. Know that you have both inside of you. You have both the male, which is the positive or the one, and you have the female, which is the zero or the negative. It doesn't matter if you're a man or a woman. If you are a man externally, that means internally, you've got a big old zero. You got a big old woman inside you, bruh. Conversely, if you are a woman, you got a big old one inside you. You got another nigga in there, homie. And so, if we want to begin to understand ourselves even more, we must speak to that part of ourselves for what it is. We must begin to open our heart, fellas, to that side of ourselves and to be able to feel and process emotions and use them in a logical way, which is a part of our pre installed portion of ourselves. And ladies, we must allow ourselves to open up our mind to allow the chaos of our emotions to be pointed in a direction that makes logical sense. That's it. Of course, many of us, again, have always been doing that. We've managed our lives accordingly and yada, 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 yada. But now, family, we're simply in a time and space where we can update this thing big time. We can make the changes big time. We can get what it is we need big time. And it is all for us. All things work together for those who love God. And who's God? You, God. So do you love yourself enough to see everything as working in your favor? Meditate upon that if you can't meditate upon anything else. Ask yourself, how is it that everything that has ever happened, that is happening, that is going to happen for my good? And how can I make sure that I gain benefit from it in real time? Speak to yourself in that way and allow yourself to tell yourself exactly what that is. Bring in the unison of your own mind. The invitation is free for all of us. I hope you heed the call. This is your reminder to self. I am Pharaoh Brown. Much love.